I love my Apple Watch. Although I use other traditional watches, I keep coming back to this for its activity and health tracking, shortcuts, and generally a companion to my iPhone. When Apple released the watchOS 10, I quickly updated mine and was super excited to see a lot of welcome changes. Here are 10 new watchOS 10 features that I'm in love with so far. First up, new Apple Watch faces. With each new OS update, we usually get new watch faces. This year as well, we are getting 2 new watch faces. The first one, which I personally love and have it on by default, is called the palette watch face. It's a new gradient type watch with a slight minimalist look. I especially love how it looks when it dims down on always on display. You can pick different colors, gradient, complications, and you can even pick your own colors for the face. The second watch face we are getting is the Snoopy watch face. It's a fun, interactive watch face where Snoopy and its sidekick Woodstock does something interactive on your watch face every time you glance or open the watch face. Depending on the time of the day, weather, or day of the week, Snoopy comes to life and it even interacts with the hands of the clock. A nice casual watch face. One thing that has changed with watchOS 10 is how you can change the watch faces. Previously, you could simply swipe the watch left or right to change the watch faces. I used to do it depending on my mood and setting. Now you will have to long press and change it. I like the previous way better, but I see how some people might like it with less accidental swipes. Second, Apple is bringing widgets to watchOS. Well, not really. It's called Smart Stacks. It's a list of widget-like options which Apple thinks is relevant depending on time of day and location. You can open the Smart Stack by 2 ways. You can scroll your digital crown to show the Smart Stacks or swipe from bottom to show the stack. It will be pre-populated with a list of widgets Apple thinks is relevant like weather, calendar, activity, news, etc. You can customize them by long pressing and editing or even pinning them to the top of the stack. You can add more widgets by clicking on plus button and adding your own customized widget. My favorite thing about Smart Stack, if I have music or podcast playing, I get music controls right on top of my stack every time. If there is a timer running, boom, live timer with control on top. I've added some of my most used apps to the Smart Stack and I've pinned them. Loving it so far. Okay, you now open the Smart Stack by swiping up from the bottom. But that's how you used to open the control center before. Where did the control center go? It is now available by pressing on the side button now. Dismissing the control center is also through the side button. It won't go away by simply swiping down. To be honest, I hated this change. I built muscle memory to swipe up, set focus mode and swipe down. It took some time for me to unlearn that and use the side button. But once I got a hang of it, I wouldn't want to go back. I used to get a lot of false swipes and change some settings accidentally, like putting my watch in sleep mode, airplane mode, turning off Wi-Fi, etc. Now they're all gone. I much prefer this than swiping the control center. Wait, if swiping up opens the Smart Stack and side button opens the control center, how to open the recent apps? Cause the side button was for opening recent apps. And the side effect of moving things around, you now have to double press the digital crown to open the recent apps. Not the best idea for Apple to move things around like this, but something to be aware of on the new watchOS. Fifth change, and probably a big one of all, Apple has redesigned a lot of their apps throughout the watchOS. You see, all Apple Watch apps had this standard look, mostly black, empty backgrounds with cards layout. Now these apps feel more like iPhone apps than watch apps. Let me show you an example. This is how the Apple Weather app used to look, pretty plain, and this is how it looks now. It occupies the whole screen with a lot more information. You tap for more options and swipe for even detailed information. Another example, this is the new redesigned Home app. Has a more uniform look and feel to the Watch Home app. App fills the screen edge to edge. My other favorite is the Activity app. Each ring has its own screen now and it fills the screen. You can swipe to go to the other rings. Even the animation is redesigned and feels more modern and sleek. Timer app can now set more than one timer. Sleep app gives you a much more rich information with sleep stages in a modern new look. Heart rate app, the world clock app, news app all have been redesigned and feels like a fresh coat of paint. Easily my top most liked feature of the new update. Another change which I feel strongly for the good is how the app page looks and interacts. Previously, the app drawer was this cluster of apps in grid view. Scroll wheel will zoom in and zoom out, which honestly made no sense. Finding an app was like solving a puzzle. But now the grid view is redesigned. There is no zoom in or out, and there are no moving things around with fingers. The apps in the grid are fixed size, and the scroll wheel will take you up and down. Clean and intuitive interface in my opinion. You can still change to a list view if you like, but grid view is much more user friendly now. Seventh change that I love about Apple Watch OS X, map improvements. Map was never watch friendly. Small screen, navigation instruction not as clear as iPhone, and nothing more to offer. Small screen was never the interface for maps. So Apple is bringing trail and hiking friendly features to map now to make maps on watch slightly more useful. There are literally thousands of trails in the place where I live, so this easily will be very useful set of features for me. Maps can now display topographic information like mountains, valleys, lakes, trails and elevation on top of your map. Not just that, when hiking, it can notify you if you have passed a particular elevation. The map will also show trails with a lot more information like difficulty level, time taken, elevation gain, etc. The compass will also help while hiking with 3D view and waypoints. And the best part is, offline maps are also available for watch now. All this together will be really useful for hikers. Next, optimize charge limit. This is a new feature where your watch will only charge until what is required to get you through the end of the day. For example, to get through a whole day of your usage, you need 75% charge, and currently it's at 20. When you put it to charge, it will charge your device only till 75 and not 100. This not only conserves electricity, but also the battery health and hence lifetime of your watch. Ninth, mental health feature. iOS 17 lets you log your mood to track your mental health against other factors like sleep, heart rate, etc. watchOS 10 is now letting you log those data through your watch directly. Since this is a new feature, I'm trying to be regular in this and understand how my lifestyle choices like sleep affects my mental well-being. But there is sufficient evidence to show this is real and important. Glad Apple is bringing feature to focus on holistic health. Finally, name drop. Contact sharing through AirDrop was also made available through iOS 17, and Apple Watch now supports it through watchOS 10. This is a contact sharing method through NFC, and I have explained all about it in my detailed iOS 17 video. I'll leave a link to that video in the description if you want to take a look. There are other small features coming to watchOS 10 like joining a group FaceTime audio call through your watch, medication reminder, support for third-party accessories using Bluetooth. You can view your activity on your phone during a cycle workout. Overall, a very nice update for me. One thing to note is, to get watchOS 10 on your Apple Watch, you should have already installed iOS 17 on your iPhone. This is because a lot of features like mental health feature, multiple timers, name drop, etc. are only available in iOS 17, and watchOS 10 is available for all Apple Watches starting from Series 4, including Apple Watch SE. What is your most favorite feature on watchOS 10? Let me know in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. See you in the next one. This is Anjana. Bye-bye.